Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Nilbert Ng, and I'm calling in from sunny San Diego, California. We do have a global audience, so good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to you all. Thank you for taking the time to join us today on another beautiful Wellness Wednesday to learn more about 3 International and our amazing products that are disrupting the proactive health industry. We have a very special guest today who I will introduce in a moment. So, just a little background about myself. I am a military veteran. I finished 22 years of service with the US Navy, and I retired in 2021. So, after retirement, as I was considering, my next career, I definitely wanted to do something that will give me my time back. So, I turned entrepreneur and decided to work for myself. And I started a couple of different traditional business platforms, but it was a little bit over a year ago when I got introduced to 3 international products. It was more by happenstance, actually, or as I'd like to call it, by divine providence. My wife and I were on travel. We were in Dubai at the time, and we both got very, very sick. We were actually confined to our hotel room with severe symptoms of sore throat, fever, body aches, and cough and cold. So all these very bad symptoms. And we were supposed to fly home in 2 days. So we were in very bad shape. We weren't even sure if we were going to be healthy enough to fly home. Someone from our tour group uh, introduced these products to me. She said, Nilbert, if you're open-minded, you might want to try these all-natural supplements. Who knows, they may help you. Well, they did. So my wife and I did take them, and to our amazement, the very next day, half of our symptoms were gone. So we were well enough to travel home. We were able to get back safely back to the US. And the first thing I really wanted to do was find out more about the company, more about the products, and what these were all about. And that's how I got introduced to 3 International. And this was a little bit over a year ago. And I haven't looked back since. I consider myself truly blessed and grateful to be with you all today and share this amazing opportunity and this everything about our products. So we have great information to share today. So if you have anyone you want to listen in, please text or message them to jump in. Let me just share with you a little bit about our guest tonight. So Gail Elliot is married to Mike. They just celebrated 30 years of marriage. They have like 3 children and 3 grandchildren. They own a small ranch in Southeast Texas. I believe it's Lumberton, Texas. And Gail and Mike have been entrepreneurs for over 30 years, owning their own businesses. So Gail is a CNHP, a certified natural health professional. She has spent the last 20 years dedicating her life to the study of nutrients and the impact they have on our health. And I know she continues to seek the best and most cutting edge delivery systems and works to provide the best wellness solutions to people across the globe. Gail Elliott, you have the floor.
Hey, my friend, how are you? Hello, 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 everyone out there. Thanks so much, Nilbert. I really appreciate that. It's an honor to be here with you tonight, my partner in crime, as we lovingly say when we work together outside of this. So it's been great. I appreciate the invite and super glad to share with you guys tonight.
So, all right, Gail. So this will be a podcast style conversation, okay? And let's start off with this to kind of break the ice. So why did you choose holistic health as your profession?
So that's a loaded question. So for me, I think it chose me. True story. So, back right out of school, I went to college and was going to do the whole business management, all that kind of stuff. Ended up landing in, of all things, accounting. I'm a little bit of an introvert, so that was pretty cool with me to deal with numbers instead of people. But what I found as we started having a family was that, in all honesty, Our second daughter contracted heavy metal toxicity at a very young age. And so as a mom, I became, quite frankly, a maniac on a mission to help my daughter and to figure out what was going on. Now, for those of you who were not born when there was no such thing as internet, 33 years ago, she's 33 now, we didn't have Google. I couldn't Google what might be going on with my daughter. So it took us some time. Took a lot of doctor's visits, doctors from all over the globe working with us to help figure out what in fact was wrong with her. Once we got the diagnosis, it was bleak. It was like, she had started walking and talking and doing all the normal things that children do. And then by the time she was 3, she quit talking. She was almost unable to walk. She was losing her motor skills. There was a lot of things going in a bad direction. And if any of you guys are parents out there, then you understand, well, basically, I'll take a bullet for my kid. And so I just became really just enamored with understanding the human body. How in the world could I help her? What was going on? Did a lot of going to the library, looking at microfiche and all the things, because remember, we didn't have like computers and internet kind of thing going on. Through the grace of God, literally, I found a group of mothers and they sent me in the right direction. When she received that diagnosis and we realized that things were really bad, we didn't know what had caused it at that time. And so it chose me. I became, like I said, just very adamant about helping her, and not just her. Right now in today's society, my friends, 1 in 32 children are labeled autistic. When I was in school, Nilbert, I bet you can say the same thing. When I was in school as a young kid, there was no one, we'd not even ever heard of the word. And now it's so prevalent, something is bad, wrong. So I'll get into more of that in a minute, how we began to help her. But that is the first thing that started me down this journey. And then there was a second thing that kind of was like the straw that broke the camel's back, as we say in the South. And it was the fact that later in life, my mom contracted cancer. And so her journey was 12 years and it was horrific. And being her caregiver, watching that last year of her life was something that I would wish on no one. What she went through at that point was really the final straw for me that said, I will take my last breath helping people understand that in fact, the body is the miracle. We can have some say on how we end up in this world with our health. And 100%, it points back to what you're fueling your body with. And if you fuel it correctly, the body will, in fact, begin to heal itself. There's so much that I could uncover there, but just know that those two events is what really drove me to become the maniac on a mission, is the best way I can explain it. Because I want to make sure if there's people out there that want to be healthy and really want to have a quality of life, and they're willing to do the work to get it, it's possible. And so to the end of the story is my daughter is a walking miracle. Thank goodness for nutrition, supplementation, detoxification, because she is not the statistics that we were told she would be at 3.
Oh my goodness, that's such an amazing background there, Gail. We've been working for a while together now, and I honestly did not know like all these details, and so that's truly amazing, truly a blessed, truly a blessed experience, and how things work and how our circumstances determine where our path goes to, right? So amazing. Thank you for sharing that. So as a certified CNHP, basically natural health professional, when did you realize that supplements were an important part of a healthy routine?
Yeah, so when I realized it was when I dove in head first and started traveling and going to all the classes and the courses and taking my certifications, because I had an idea, but again, I wasn't from, some of you may can relate, I wasn't from a family who even understood health, really, not truly. And in the South, we do a lot, if it doesn't swim in gravy, you don't eat it. And so we were raised with a lot of very bad habits. And when I started just really focusing on completely how do I help the body heal itself, I truly believed it could. I had no idea at that time really how. but really just through the education, guys. I mean, education is powerful. Knowledge is power, but it's not power if you don't use it. And so I just took the knowledge that I was receiving and began to really understand how depleted our soil is, how many toxins and chemicals are on the food that we're actually eating, even if it's organic. A lot of times it's super depleted. I was beginning to understand that the air we were breathing, and I was doing some heavy research, my friends, the air we were breathing was pretty toxic in itself. Our water supply, what we were putting on our body is just so overwhelmed with toxicity just in a daily life that I was like, oh goodness, there's no way we can do this without the supplementation. And so we've been very proactive with our health for decades. Supplementation has been a huge part of our protocol. And obviously I not only use my education certifications for my own family, that was the priority. That was the reason I started. But then it just blossomed out into now helping people globally. Anybody that's willing to, like I said, take a stand for their own health and be their own CEO. I think so many times people assume that if there was a genetic predisposition in someone's family history, maybe high blood pressure, maybe heart disease, cancer, as in my case, that is our lot in life, when in fact it's not. And I love this company. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I have to say this right now, because what we've done as a company and our incredible staff and doctors and scientists is they have the epigenetic studies that have been performed by third-party companies that prove that our products, in fact, help upregulate, downregulate gene expression so that our bodies are the healthiest version of ourselves with these supplements. So I get pretty jazzed about that.
Awesome. So, and we know for a fact that with what the world went through a few years ago, now it's just exponentially exploded in how people are now seriously looking at supplements to definitely be proactive in their health, right? So okay, all right. Now you already kind of like mentioned, the company, like you and three. So it leads me to this segues to this question. What have you personally experienced with three products compared to previous products that you've used? Because you've been in the industry for a long time.
So, there's a lot of great products out there. And I am of the school of thought that nutrition alone is not what brings total healing to the body, right? I mean, you're not just a physical being, you're also a spiritual being. And so there's emotions involved, and there's many modalities that I do work with collectively. But if we're talking about supplementation primarily, I have been fortunate to use a lot of great supplements in this 20-year plus span that I've been working with my autistic daughter, right? And what I've seen are a lot of companies where they miss the mark is that they may have a great organic, pure product, but the absorption factor is waning, right? It's really about 10% absorption is what they say in the scientific labs, is that you get about a 10%, maybe more, but absorption from a supplement. And for me, when I was introduced to three and understood the science and understood where they stood with their integrity and, of course, their delivery systems, is when I was taking the product, we have 11, by the way, for those of you who are new, we have 11 different advanced cellular delivery technologies that we use as a company. And what that allows the body to do is absorb it like a sponge on a cellular level. That's why when someone takes our products, they get such incredible results, hence me. Even though I had been on a journey for decades of health and wellness, what happened for me was that in the first couple of days of starting this product, I was noticing that my gut challenges that I had been dealing with since I was a teenager was really starting to stabilize, even though I had been using other very great high-end products for years. My gut function was stabilizing and balancing out, which was a huge blessing. If you've ever dealt with any kind of digestive challenges, you guys know what I mean. The other thing was I was in the full throes of menopause, right? It's a life, ladies. If you live long enough, you're going to go through menopause. And I was having, walk into a room and couldn't remember why I was in there. Well, then I started having much more connective thoughts, and I was retaining better. I just noticed I was sharper, and that was pretty impressive because, again, I'm very proactive. The other thing that really impressed me was I had dealt with pain from scoliosis, and I was born with 2 defective hip sockets. Go me. And so I've dealt with pain my whole adult life. And within a couple of days of adding the Revive to my life, I didn't have that discomfort anymore. Now, I'm not claiming to treat, cure, prevent anything here. This is my story and I'm sticking to it. This is what happened for me. I was able to not have that pain. And guys, I'm 56, be proud to say that. But I was told by a lot of doctors that, Gail, you're just going to have to deal with the pain. It's the lot you bear. It's part of what you're going to be dealing with because of your condition of your spine. And that, thank goodness, was not a true statement. And so that's 3. I could go on and on, but that's 3 big ones for me, Nilbert, that really had me going, whoa, I've been using supplementation for decades. And in my first week, I'm already getting all of these results. That's when, I knew it's true that, absorption is everything, right? We're not what we eat, we're what we absorb. And so I knew that was true. But to get those kind of results, I became like a walking billboard. I wanted to tell anybody that would listen, here's what it can do for you. And what it's done for my autistic daughter, my results pale in comparison to the quality of life it's given my daughter. So this has just been amazing. And Nilbert, while we're on that subject real quick, I'm going to turn the tides. I'm going to be interviewing you. No, why don't you just tell, I don't think you shared really the extent of the health benefits you received from the products.
Okay, well, so I didn't expect this, Gail, but okay, all right. So when I mentioned earlier that after I got introduced to the products, kind of like by accident, and I never looked back. So it's been over a year. I take all 6 products, by the way. And actually, the next question I was going to ask you, Gail, we'll just wait for it because I know you take all 6 products too, right? So I take all 6 products. I do have several metabolic challenges. I have problems with my blood sugar control, hypertension, cholesterol, and all that. So I do take prescription medications for those, right? But so in the year, like over a year that I've been on the product, my life has just so significantly changed in so many different ways, right? I'm able to really control my sugar a lot better, coupled with a healthy diet and exercise and all that. You mentioned Revive. So one of the conditions that I was diagnosed with after I retired from the military was a degenerative arthritis for my lumbar and cervical spine. And I used to have really bad days with my back. Like I would wake up in the morning and it was already a bad day, right? It would take me 10 minutes just to roll out of bed because of the pain. Well, I can't even remember the last time I had a bad day with my back. So it's been that life-changing. And like you said, as a supplement nutraceutical company, we never claim to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any kind of disease. But again, these are, just like you, these are what I experienced, and that is actually why I'm here with 3 International. Just so blessed to be able to share, share the opportunity, share the stories, and work with a community of people who really kind of like want to make the world a better place, right? Health-wise and all that. So, okay, so I'm going to turn it back around. The question I was going to ask you, and I know this question may not be fair, but what's your favorite 3 product and why should people be using it?
That's not a fair question, Nilbert. I thought you were my friend. So yeah, if I had to pick one and I was stranded on a desert island, I don't even know if I could pick one, but let me just tell you, I do take all 6. I'm going to core, or that the Vitality is the core nutrition. And that is the one that I am 100% recommending anybody with anything. Really, in all honesty, it doesn't even matter what they come to me with. I have a lot of people that I work with and their child is like mine. They've been diagnosed with some kind of, condition. Maybe it's Asperger's, Alzheimer's, ADD or ADHD, or it don't even matter if it's anything mental. And so I work with a lot of people like that. I work with a lot of people like me that have had a lot of pain in their life or gut issues, or they're my age and they're hitting the menopausal years. There's just so much, hormone balance. But that Vitality pack is 100% the first thing I recommend. It is the foundation for good health. It's going to give you the vitamins, nutrients, minerals, trace minerals, phytonutrients, essential fatty acids, probiotics, prebiotics, digestive enzymes. I could go on and on what it's doing for you. but it gives you such a vast support also in the microbiome. And for my daughter, we know that like the microbiome is definitely considered your second brain, right? They've proven that in the science community, that that is in fact the second brain. So for her, when she started taking it, and she had such an amazing result with her depression, anxiety, she was no longer having headaches after 20 years of having these challenges. It was a huge wake-up call to even solidify even more to me, even though I knew it was like, oh my goodness, so much yes to the gut being that second brain. And so the connection there. So that is the foundational support. To be real, may get in trouble for this statement, but my grandbabies take the Vitalite starting at 1 year old. We open one of the capsules and we put it in their food because it's whole food nutrition. Our products are all whole food. There's no synthetics, no fillers. And so they are the perfect source of nutrition with absorption factors that are amazing. And that is going to be my product. But that is kind of unfair because it's like picking a kid, right? You can't pick a favorite kid. But that is, Revive would be a close second because it keeps me walking, keeps me out of discomfort. And so that is definitely a close second.
Okay, awesome. All right. I admit that wasn't a fair question because I take all 6 products, and if I were to choose one, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, right?
Okay,
So,
well, what is your favorite one since we're playing, since I'm playing devil's advocate?
I would have to pick Eternel, our super antioxidant blend, because I know for a fact that the main ingredient in Eternel, resveratrol, is the one that's really helping me with a lot of my conditions, right? So it's been really a godsend for me. But like I said, I do take all 6 products because they all work together. We know they all work together. So
Yeah.
all right. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Gail. Now, we do have 2 special guests on with us today who will be sharing their experience with 3. And so I'm going to tee them up real quick, and then maybe you and I can discuss exactly what, as a health professional, what you think about, about their testimony, right? About what they've experienced with the product. So first up, I'd like to introduce a very special lady. She is a dentist by profession. She has been practicing she has a dentistry practice that's been thriving in the San Diego community for like over 25 years. Now, I do call her a very special lady because if it weren't for this lady, I actually wouldn't be here. She was that one person on our tour group where we first met for the very first time, who introduced us to the products when my wife and I were very sick. I would like to introduce Dr. Belle Antiouquia.
Guilty. Hello, guys. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I am so honored to be here tonight in this panel. And yes, Nilbert, when you joined our group, that started it all. Actually, that started history for San Diego and the Philippines, actually. And I was just like listening to you guys. I know you're gonna ask me the question. What's my favorite? My favorite, I would say, just like Gail, my favorite is Vitalite. That is my happy pill. Whenever I automatically I take it in the morning when I wake up, and that gives me a very good disposition. And the second probably product would depend on where I am, or it depends on what I'm doing or for the day. Like if I'm supposed to be eating a lot, I love Purify, because for me, it helped me actually regulate my eating. I binge a lot. I do. And, ever since I lost my husband 4 years ago, I kind of didn't take care of my health. That started it all. I had elevated uric acid. I had osteoarthritis, high blood pressure, high blood sugar. I mean, name it, cholesterol, name it, I have it. But now, since I've been taking all 6 products like you guys, I am able to regulate, my food intake actually. Purify is my natural semaglutide. It's just like your Ozempic, guys. it keeps me, it keeps me feel full. And it's just that, when I crave with my eyes only, but I just couldn't take it anymore. It's just like I feel the fullness right away. So it's amazing. And of course, Revive. Revive is the first product that really got me into this company, because I couldn't walk anymore. The first time, the reason why I got into this was because Renee gave me a couple of products, because she saw me not having a hard time walking. So I noticed my ankle was swollen, and so just like any other products that were given to me, I would I was thinking, here's another kind of like marketing where they gave you like supplements and all these things that wouldn't even work. So what happened was I let it stay on my cupboard. And then one time when I saw my ankle swollen, I looked into the ingredients, read it, that were natural, organic, and and the Revive specifically has curcumin and turmeric. And so I said, well, why not? Let me give this a try. So I did. I took it for like 4 days, and lo and behold, after 4 days, I saw my ankle really, the swelling went away. So I asked Renee, what kind of products are these? And she immediately gave me the rest of the products, the collagen and the Eternal. Eternal is, helped me a lot with like what Gilbert said, it has resveratrol. It helps me a lot with the conditions that I have, my high blood pressure, my A1C went down, not really where I want it right now, but I'm working on it, on my weight too. I lost 20 pounds over 1 year. So I'm working on it. I started at 189, guys. And I'm at 169 right now. So I'm on my way there. I am yet to do a massive campaign, on building our team, maybe I'm on my way to retirement. I'm 64 years old, guys. I just turned 64 a week ago. And I'm thinking of retiring, and this is what I plan to do. Because, the reason why I was able to build a team was because friends and family, and even my patients saw like a big difference on how I move, how I look. And, it's just like, the total disposition. So I was able to share. And so we were able to build this team with Nilbert.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bell. That was amazing testimony right there. Thank you for sharing. So Gail, I know we don't, claim to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any kind of disease, but what's your opinion on all the benefits that Dr. Bell mentioned with the different products? How do you think it was helping her?
Well, that is a loaded question, but here's what come to my mind. She said a couple of things that really stood out to me, because I'm going to go back to, I'm a fact girl, right? Give me facts, not opinions. And when I see the results, not only in the literature, but in people's body, just like mine, yours, Doc Bell's, everybody that swallows the product gets the kind of benefit, right? But when she was talking about, when our friend was offering her the product, oh, is this some kind of marketing ploy? Is it just like all the other ones? I get it. I was the same way. And before I would even look at this product, I had to know that it checked a bunch of boxes, because I couldn't afford to injure my daughter anymore. I had to make sure that whatever I gave her was pure as all get out. Now, with that being said, in that epigenetic study, it even taught it's proven that it helps to regulate the GLP-1 receptor site, which is why she's seeing she calls it her Ozempic, right? Natural Ozempic or whatever, is because it literally helps the body self-regulate that gene expression, which is amazing. We have, weight loss and energy and the things like that are common when people start the product, because of the fact your cells are receiving that nutrition down to the DNA level, down to the root, right, of wellness. And then back to Revive, she's talking about her ankle and praise God for that, but all the great things that's happening. Our product, that one product, which is my BFF too, that one product is the best anti-inflammatory at dissipating inflammation in the human body that I've ever found in all the products I've tried. And I've tried probably anything that's supposed to help with inflammatory responses. And so that's the best thing I've ever found. It is back to the liposomal delivery of the curcumin, the blends of shiitake mushroom, acai berry, all the different things that synergistically create such a beautiful orchestra in the body for wellness. And, you know, all 6 of our products, which Doc Bell uses, as do we, but they are designed to bring homeostasis to the body and to synergistically work in conjunction with each other. They can be used separately, but together you get the results like you hear Doc Bell talking about. And congratulations on 20 pounds by adding nutritional supplements that are being absorbed into her body. Her body is able to start self-regulating. And I just think that there's so much goodness there. But yeah.
Awesome. I love that analogy of orchestra in our body, right? Like they're all like, you know, contributing to create a symphony, so to speak. Okay, so our other guest, our other special guest today. So her name is Lovey Hayden. She's been married to her husband, Mike, for 24 years. They have 4 children, which I'm sure keeps them very busy. She has a 30-year-old son, an 18-year-old daughter, and 2 boys ages 15 and 14. Like, wow, talk about multitude of activities right there. Now, she's a fellow military veteran like myself. We actually met, like over 20 more than 20 years ago when we were both very young in the Navy. Well, her younger than me. But anyway, I would like to introduce Lovey Hayden.
Well, hello, and thank you guys so much for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it. What an honor and what a treat this is.
Hi, Lovey.
Hi.
Okay, so thank you for being here with us today. Okay, so I'm just gonna the one question that that I'm sure everyone would pretty much want to answer to. What are your experiences with the 3 products?
Well, lots of experiences, but first and foremost, let me just go back real quick several months ago when you had shared this with me. During that time, actually, Nilbert, I was honestly not looking for anything when I was first introduced to 3. And I'll tell you why. The reason why I wasn't looking for anything is because, as you'd mentioned, we served in the Navy at the same time for so many years. I just got used to taking medicine for any kind of ailments. So when I was diagnosed with several things after I retired, I just kind of embraced it. And I was thinking, well, this is it. This is what I got to do for the rest of my life. Just got to be on meds. And that's because, being in the Navy for so long, it was just something I was used to. But shortly after retiring, I did get diagnosed with, lung disease. I got diagnosed with RA, GERD, and also insomnia. So it's been almost I think almost a year now. And I do take all 6 products. So here's what I'll share with you or with all of you that I really, truly appreciate. So I take all 6 products now, and I can tell you that with all of the things that has happened with my body, I am sleeping so much better. I do, because of my RA, I do get flare-ups, but the flare-ups are so minimal compared to what it was before. And also, I do have lung disease, as I have mentioned. So with that, I do get sick very easily. I should say, I used to get sick very easily. As a matter of fact, my daughter got sick from COVID a few months ago, during the time where my husband actually had to go on travel for work for several weeks. And to my surprise, because again, I'm already immune compromised, my husband is very particular about me just being around people who are sick or even has a cold, because I get sick. I usually get sick very easily. But to my surprise, the entire time I was taking care of my daughter, I walked away from that, not even a cold. I was blown away. So yeah, it's just been an incredible, incredible journey. I'm so, so grateful that you introduced me to it, and so thankful for this platform.
Thank you so much, Lovey. Again, amazing testimony. So, Gail, your thoughts?
Oh, I got a lot of them. But you know what Lovey, first of all, congratulations for taking and becoming the CEO of your own health. Isn't it amazing what we can do? And I absolutely love the medical community. So this is not a slam on them. I mean, there's many times I needed them, right? We all need them. But when it comes to your health, being the CEO is 100% the best thing you can do for yourself. And you know, you've overcome like some serious challenges, and you've improved in so many. You're talking about your flare-ups are, you know, almost non-existent anymore. There, and you're using all 6 products. I think we're seeing a trend here. All the products, how cool they are together. They work together. But you know, the things like the Purify, we haven't really talked much about the Purify, but that is a product that helps the body to excrete toxins down to the cellular level. It's a mild cellular cleanse. So your liver, your lungs, colon, skin, kidneys, all these eliminative organs are getting the support they need to facilitate the cleansing process. And then you're talking about your immune system. How incredible is that, that your immune system has improved so much? Now, there's 3 products that I believe in my research that really has, well, there's really 4, like 4 of the 6 really help to support the immune system. But the immune product that's called Immune, we haven't really given any kudos to yet. But that product is a beast because it's an immune modulator, right? It helps the body to find that homeostasis in the immune function, so you're not having hyperactive results, and you're not getting sick every time the wind changes. So it's really helping to bring a balance to the immune system. And that product right there has, again, back to supporting the gut microbiome. And when you can support the gut microbiome, 80% of your immune function is housed in your gut. Not only is the gut the second brain, it's the army that's going to come to fight for you whenever, you know, you have an invader that comes in. And so our naval, maybe it's a naval officer, right? Not army. Since I'm on with 2 naval officers. But anyway, so this is what you get when you have quality ingredients like we have, like such pure quality ingredients that synergistically come together to bring a whole new level of health to the body. And I don't know anybody that really truly doesn't desire to be the healthiest version of themselves, right? And so, Lovey, wow, what a story. Thank you for sharing that. And congratulations on your incredible health journey.
Awesome, Gail. Thank you for that. Okay, so last but not least, we're leaving San Diego and we're going to go all the way to Portage, Michigan, I believe. Kim Madsen has been a community college business and economics professor for 17 years. She's a mom, she's a grandma, and she's been on a health journey for the last 2 years. And she's here to share with us her story and her testimony. Welcome, Kim. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you, Nilbert. How
All
are you
right.
today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so Kim, just like I asked Dr. Bell and Lovey,
Mhm.
just walk us through your experience with the 3 products.
Yes, I've been on the 3 products for a little over a month now, and I have just noticed tremendous results. I've lost weight. I went to the gym 4 times last week and bicycled for 7 miles each time. Didn't even hardly feel any kind of soreness or lethargy the following day, which has been a long time since any of that has happened. I felt like I was working out again when I was in my 30s. And so that was wonderful. And I've also had improved mental clarity, less cravings, and a lot more physical stamina than I have in a long time. I'm not feeling as tired. And I like my glow. I've even been told that I'm glowing, and so this is wonderful. And my favorite products, I use all 6 as well. So I like the collagen and I like the Eternel, but I really like the whole functionality and the technology of all 6 of them working together to make our bodies the optimal best that it can be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, Kim. So
Thank
Gail,
you.
like you said, we're seeing a trend here, right? We're definitely seeing a trend. So Gail, over to you on your thoughts on Kim's experiences.
Wow, boom is all I can say. I mean, 1 month. Did you guys pick up on that? In 1 month. And she has lost a significant amount of weight by doing nothing but adding this to her life. It's just been a very slow, steady, healthy loss. And it's like she said, the cravings aren't happening back to the GLP-1 receptor, right back to the proof in the epigenetic studies, guys. If you're a guest, I encourage you to ask whoever invited you for these studies that I'm talking about. But her energy, not having the soreness when she's working out. She feels like she's in her 30s again. And I know she's not much over 30 now, but that's a significant improvement in her health. But the energy is something I hear all the time. And people will say, is there caffeine in your product? Because my energy is like, I'm ready to go to the gym. People that have not been active in decades are running and training for 5Ks again. The energy is because of and that Vitalite and Eternal are the two that's going to give you the most energy, but it's because they feed the body down to the mitochondria level of the cell, those little powerhouses, so that you can have that cellular energy. No, there's no caffeine to answer the question, but it is just when you're receiving nutrition at such a deep level that your body is absorbing it. I could go on and on, but she talked about her glow. You know, we hear the glutathione, the liposomal glutathione in that Eternal. There's a real glutathione glow. Now, there's so many more health benefits to glutathione, guys. It's 1,000 times more potent than vitamin C. And it's as though you're getting a drip every day by taking at least one packet of that Eternal every day. But the collagen is the collagen product with biotin and hyaluronic acid and keratin, all the things that we need to help right with the obvious glow that we want as women. We want to take a few years off our age if we can from the inside out. But what's happening when she's taken our product, because it's so powerful, and that collagen cycling that we promote, where you take 10 nights on, 20 nights off, it's literally producing the body is now producing collagen again, and it's helping to promote it naturally again. And so collagen is the glue that holds you together, my friends. It's not just about beauty. I mean, that's great, but it is the glue that holds you together. And our source of collagen, you can't find it cleaner. We hydrolyze and micronize our marine-based collagen, which is the best for human consumption. So again, we could spend the next 3 hours if y'all wanted to on what I think about these products and why we're getting such incredible results. But what a blessing, Kim, to have all of this going on in a 30-day period. And Kim, I might just add, because I happen to know you, Kim has been on a journey for 2 years trying to get help with the things she's been dealing with. And so to have a friend introduce her to Ruth, what a blessing Ruth is, to introduce her to the product, and in such a short period of time, see these kind of benefits. But again, we're trending, aren't we? We're all seeing the same thing.
I'm excited to see where it's going to be in 4 months from now. I just can't wait.
And it just gets better. It really does. It just gets better. So Kim, congratulations. Thank you for sharing your testimony, for being here tonight.
And thank you.
Thank you so much, Kim. And thank you, Gail. So again, we kind of honed it in. I'm sure people caught on to that, different testimonies from people of different backgrounds, all pretty much sharing kind of the same trend, right? The same kind of benefits from just being able to absorb, these all natural supplements, right, into our daily healthy routine. Again, from your experience as a natural health professional. So thank you so much, Gail, for all that wealth of information that you shared with all of us today. I want to thank my special guests, Dr. Belle, Lovey Hayden, and Kim Madsen. And I do want to thank everyone who's joined us today to just learn a little bit more about 3 International and learn a little bit more about our key products that are really, really, for lack of a better word, disrupting the proactive health and wellness industry. So if you're on today, please get back with the person who invited you to watch this Wellness Wednesday Zoom, and reach back to them and find out, ask for more information, or find out how you can join this global movement that's actually happening not only here in the US, but in 14 other countries. So that's all we have, folks, for today. Stay tuned again for another episode of Wellness Wednesday next week. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Take care. Have a good
Bye,
one.
guys.